Hey guys, you want to play some games? Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 15 of the Pixel Pup Podcast. It's been like 2 goddamn months since the last time we recorded anything. I think the last time we recorded something, we were like, man, what's the PS5 going to be like? And you know what? We know what it's like now.
Yep. We do.
I don't.
So, I am Andy. Who I got with me over here?
Kathy!
Who I got on the line?
Josh! Shelby!
That's right. We are doing this back online again, live streaming on Let's Play Bunny, because of some more COVID restrictions coming down in our state in general. Trying to stay safe, trying to do things right.
People got Rona around here.
People got Rona. Don't want to get Rona. Don't want to spread it. You just want to do the right thing, and the right thing is to record a fucking podcast right here tonight. Talk about video games.
Yeah.
Are y'all fucking ready? God damn it!
Yes!
Set, yep.
It's our quinceañera.
Yes.
What?
So,
15 is the quinceañera.
Oh,
It's like Sweet 16.
3 more years until we're fuckable
Yep.
for episodes.
I guess that depends on what state you're in. But,
Yeah.
So we got the life updates. What we got here?
Life updates.
Life updates. What's been going on? Cat Brown?
I've been painting some dogs, sewing some valances, doing some old lady shit.
Yeah.
Old
And-
lady shit.
Yeah, Kathy got a sewing
yeah.
machine.
Got a sewing machine, but sewing
Oh
some
yeah,
valances
you made new valentines.
for my house. And I've been working, renovating a building at work.
Yep.
It's almost ready.
It looks really
Yep.
good.
Dude, it's been a journey.
Yes. Y'all want to know the biggest update for us? Check this out. I can do it right here. It can be seen on stream too. The audio audience isn't going to have an idea what the fuck's going on. Check this out.
Rory said the legal age
Y'all
in
ready?
Canada is 16.
It is. It's 16 in some states too, in America, but it's 18 in our state. You ready? You ready for it?
Yeah. Oh.
Oh yeah, we got some smart
Are those
technology
big-
around here.
Are those the hue you like?
No, it's like
Or
it's
just
it's an outlet that
But
just connects to the
I
internet.
need to get those lights, like the hue lights.
Yeah, we want
That's
hue
next
lights.
on the agenda. But we also got some, speaking of technology, we can turn our washer on from our phone now.
Yeah.
Oh,
fucking weird.
oh yeah, you guys got a new washer.
And dryer. Stackable.
So you know when you're getting older when you're excited about new appliances.
I
That's
wasn't
true.
excited at all. I was like, Cat Brown, that's fucking expensive.
I was excited. Whatever. I got it on Black Friday. It was a great deal.
It was fucking
That's
expensive.
all that matters.
And our washing machine still worked, goddammit. It's on Facebook
Our,
Marketplace if
our
anybody's
dryer
looking for it.
didn't work. Yeah, we're selling it.
Anybody want a washer?
Local pickup only.
Yeah, so if anybody's wondering why it took us so long to do this, the holidays hit hard, guys.
Yeah.
Right? What?
It's not our fucking job. Things happen, and we have to.
I
Do
want
what
to
we
know,
can.
without all the parties and events, why the holidays were still busy as
It was
fuck.
still like,
That don't make no sense.
I don't know. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it felt like the little things that you did throughout the holidays still were stretched out over like 4 weeks instead of like a weekend. So that's the way it felt. What's been going on y'all's end?
Seasonal depression!
Yeah, very.
No.
I
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
For me, yes.
What?
I said for me, yeah.
I probably caught a little bit too near
Yeah.
the last. Nah, I'm still stuck in it.
Yeah.
It's been raining lately too.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
raining like
the
every
weather's
day.
bad. Seasonal depression. We are getting a new setup soon. So
What kind of setup?
The setup,
We got a new desk. Well, I got mine in already.
and
It's-
I ordered mine.
So
Cool.
I was like, if I'm staying home all this time, I need to get something that makes me more active. So I got a stand-up desk.
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
That's here, and it's heavy as hell. Like the top is like 68 pounds, and I was like struggling trying to get that shit inside. But because it was just so awkward. It's like a rectangle, and you're like, how do I bounces and twists my back and all that.
Yeah.
And then Shelby got one that was smaller because the reason I got a bigger one is because I have my work laptop and stuff, so I need to have more space.
Yeah.
But we're going to be moving into the other room. I mean, you all know what
Which
the
is
other room is.
the current guest room. So we're going to be basically flip-flopping rooms. So the guest room is going to be the new office, and our current office is going to be the guest room.
Cool.
We put a lot of our pops away today.
Yeah, we're starting to stow it. So we went through and did like an audit on like which ones do we really, really like, and then other ones we're going to be putting away, and then that way we can like put some of the cooler stuff up. So like Donatello's up there now.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a hot toy Mandalorian coming in that's like real life looking.
Mm-hmm.
So that one's gonna be put up.
We're moving up in quality of our collectibles. So and the pops feel kind of, I don't know, a little kiddie now. And
well, it also became like way too overdone. Like when we first jumped in, it was kind of like a couple series here, a couple series there. It was easy to catch up with. But then like Rick and Morty alone, they have like 70 something that you gotta get, and it's like, how are you supposed to collect all of these?
Yeah,
so
it's too
has
much.
the Disney ones. I have the Lord of the Rings ones that I want to keep out.
Yeah.
And then we have like a smattering of like ones that we really enjoy, but everything else got put into a box, which we're gonna put into storage, and then we'll bust them back out when we move to a bigger place.
Yeah, like if we move to a bigger house and have the opportunity to have like a dedicated game room, where we could display everything. And yeah, it's just, I guess, especially I applied for a job that would give me the opportunity to work from home as well. So I just think having a more professional background, I don't mind having a nerdy background.
See, I do a lot of work meetings with a lot of people who are like above their age of 40 into like the 50 range, so it's kind of weird for like every time I have a meeting, they're like, oh, what is all that stuff? And I'm like, God damn it, I'm tired of explaining everything.
Yeah.
So then I just started putting like backgrounds on and stuff. But I'd like to
get a green screen, just like make it look like an office.
Yeah.
But
I don't mind having it in the background because if I did get this job opportunity, a lot of the people I would be working with are around the same age range as me, so I wouldn't mind having our collector's edition World of Warcraft stuff in the background or our statues and stuff, because I can just I'm not ashamed. I don't give a shit what anybody thinks. I'm like, my office is my office.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kathy might like this.
What?
What I'm getting rid of.
What are you getting rid of?
Yeah, what you getting rid of?
Oh, the punching bag.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, I gotta go check that.
Shit.
I gotta check that tomorrow.
Check
Yeah,
Sorry
it
about
we
that.
gotta go in the shed and get that for you.
I am getting rid of the charger.
Yeah. Kathy's getting rid. Josh is getting rid of the charger.
It's only like 5 months old.
I've had it over a little over a year and a half at this point.
Tell him what you're getting, honey.
I'm going back to a truck.
What?
Oh,
Well, I'm excited about your truck. You know I liked your truck.
But now we're in the phase
right
where
here.
both of our cars are paid off, so it's just like we're not going to do anything.
Dude, that's what's up, man.
It's a Ram. That's what my brother has.
Well, you know what? I am really surprised by this news, Josh. What has changed you?
Yeah. Well, I don't drive it much, so I'm paying higher premiums on the insurance,
Oh, yeah.
and it's kind of sitting there.
It's just sitting there.
And I scared the shit out of myself one morning, and ever since then I've been kind of over it. So I was like, and I miss having a truck, because the last time I needed a truck was when we needed to haul stuff away, and we usually have to like wait for someone to come into town to help us with a truck, or like it's just more convenient. And I had a truck from like age 21 on until I got the car, and I'm happy I got the car because it was like the car of my dreams, and it was nice, and I really enjoyed it. But now I'm like, I miss having the ability to just be like, oh, we can go get this item, and I can just put it into the back of the truck and have it here, instead of being like, how do I get it delivered? Or
That's my dream.
Yeah,
Being able to put my shit somewhere and carry it around.
Yeah, we want a truck, but it's so nice to have cars that are just paid off. You ain't got to worry about anything.
I mean, me and Andy are kind of living life right now. Paid off cars. It's pretty great.
Yes.
The coolest thing is I did it all online.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I went through CarMax this time, and they gave me an offer on my car that I was satisfied with. I got positive equity out of it. And then
Sweet.
I was like, I want this truck. This is what I've been looking for. I wanted to have these things, and then it came with a few extra things that I wanted. And I talked to a lady that was in Britain, I think. I don't know. She was like British. And she helped me through the entire process, and they're like shipping it, and it should be here in the next few days. So
That sounds awesome.
That was the thing about all my previous cars. I think I was upside down on every single one. And so when I got the one that I wanted, I was just like, I'm just going to pay this off. And I did. So I was so happy that I'm not like in a hole. You know what I mean? Trying to get something new.
Yeah,
like I will come out positive for my next purchase, basically.
Yeah, I had positive equity on the Tacoma to the Charger, and then now the Charger to, because I put less than 100 or 10,000 miles on the thing. I think it was like 7,560 altogether after I calculated it. So, and they hold their value because everybody wants one that, like, you know, so they'll be able to sell it right off the lot. I probably could have got a little bit more privately, but it was just the effort that I had to put in. It was just so nice to be able to, like, oh, I got to go take 10 pictures out in the driveway and send it to someone who's going to look over them and ask me a few questions. And then they gave me an offer and I accepted. So
nice.
So if I
I'm
check the punch
excited
bag
for
and it's good, we'll bring it through there.
Yeah. We'll bring it with the truck.
Yeah.
Kathy, you're trying to build a home gym.
I was doing CrossFit, but you know, the Rona.
You joined CrossFit while the Rona was going on.
I did, and I'll tell you what was the breaking point for me is when they started requiring masks in gyms, and then they
that seems
weren't.
like a good thing. Why would?
But I didn't think I could do CrossFit wearing a mask, and they didn't adhere to the guidelines. They still didn't wear a mask. So I was like, I just don't know. And we had a scare at the time too around. It wasn't from that, but it was from something else.
Yeah,
But we were like, man, we just need to like be taking this a little more seriously. So.
Yeah. I think the last
shifting directions.
I think the last time we talked, they didn't even have a vaccination ready to go yet.
No, and my mom got the first part of the Moderna vaccine. Moderna? Pronounced that right? Yeah, she got the first part. Moderna. She's getting the second part in February, and it's supposed to have a 95% success rate with, what's coming at her, which is good. Honestly, I adhere to COVID restrictions because of my mom. Because I see her every other day. Like I go check on her to make sure she's okay, and she's in her 70s. Yeah. She's in that high risk range, so she has that vaccine. I feel better about it.
Yeah, my dad is above 75. My mom is right there almost. But
my mom's 76.
Yeah, y'all's parents might be about the same age.
Yeah, so they're getting their vaccinations next Friday because I'm going to be taking it to them because both my parents are not in the great shape and being able to drive right now. So I'm going to mask up and we're going to take them and hopefully get them there and get their shots taken care of. My dad wasn't going to be able to get it until late February or early February, but I guess they put him up higher up on the list, and then they were able to get my mom in because of
They lowered the age.
Yeah, they lowered the age to 65 and above. So
yeah, I guess
I'll be happy for them to get that.
In the state we're in, it depends on the county. My mom signed up with the medical department with her county, and it was like in and out basically. Like she was there in like 3 days or whatever. But she has friends who live in the county over. And they called and it act like they didn't know what the hell they were talking about. You know what I mean? Like, what vaccine?
Interesting.
Like,
my grandfather, who is 93, he just got the first Pfizer vaccine.
You got the Pfizer one?
He got the Pfizer one. My grandmother, who's 90, hasn't gotten hers yet, but he got his first shot.
Yeah.
Yes. That's a light at the end of the tunnel, if nothing else.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think we're... Thankfully for the administration that is coming in and the administration that's going out, it does seem like there's going to be more priority on actually having warp speed on things other than I'm just going to continue to be a fucking orange dipshit. So
yeah,
I don't know. I'm excited about the prospects of I'm ready to get it. Like as soon as I'm able to get it, I'll go ahead and go get it.
I don't need somebody to hold my hand.
I'm more. I want to get it, but I don't want to hold up people who need it. You know what I mean? Like the people working at hospitals and nursing homes and stuff like that. Like, you know.
Well, by the time we're eligible to go get that, everybody should be taking care of it.
Yeah. And I also don't want to be about, like, I just envision, like, this mad rush to a fucking urgent care, like a beginning of a zombie movie, like, give me the vaccine! Just people piled up on top of each other. That's what I envision. Yeah. It doesn't happen, but...
Well, I'm hoping that since they're doing it in phases, that it will kind of diminish that possibility. Because I'm going to be able to get it in phase 3 because I'm a student, technically. And my last semester starts Tuesday, and I'll graduate this year.
Wow! Can you believe it?
That's a round of applause for...
No, I can't believe it yet. I don't think I'll actually believe it's real until... I probably won't even be able to walk, so I don't think it'll ever feel real to me, even after I graduate, because I probably won't be able to have a real graduation.
When I graduated college, I didn't walk. So,
you know what?
I didn't want to.
ECU never sent me not my diploma. I don't even know if I graduated. ECU never sent me.
Wait, you never got your diploma?
I never got my diploma.
That's weird.
I graduated, but I didn't get my diploma. So.
Are you able to check that?
Well, no, she still gets emails and mails in a letter like, you're an ECU alum. Give us money. Like,
that's true.
Don't you want to donate to this and that?
Yeah, I still do not have my diploma. I even called about it one time, and they said I had some outstanding library fees or whatever, and I paid them, and I still didn't get my diploma. Damn it.
Yeah, Kathy. We're so old. Kathy went to school when there were still libraries. Like, you had to go get a book to learn things.
All my classes are online. I don't need an actual book. I just use the ebook.
Anyway.
Fancy old.
Anyway, we got games to talk about. Let me pull up my thing here. So, since the last time we talked, the new consoles have come out. We have played the PlayStation 5. I'm assuming y'all don't have an Xbox Series X. I know Josh got one, but he sent it off. So, we're just talking about the PlayStation. I got it for my brother. Yes, we just got the PlayStation 5 here. Goddamn, that thing is ugly.
I mean, it's not ugly. It's just kind of weird. Sin.
I remember, if you go back to old podcasts, I think I talked about that, and I was like, man, it'll probably be fine. It looks kind of weird. It'll probably be fine. No, that thing's fucking ugly. It's fucking huge. It takes up the entire bottom shelf of our...
It is really big.
...entertainment stand. It's
insane. And I'd like to add that I could not figure out how to put in my game. Like, I was trying to stick it into the black part.
Stick it in the black part.
I was like, just trying different spots, and apparently it's in the white part.
Yeah, you underneath. Have to, like, where's that
on the left?
You have to lay on the ground to see the disc drive. And, that's where it's at.
So you have it laying this way?
Yes.
Yeah, our entertainment stand just won't. I mean, it's just too short.
I mean, I could probably put it on our subwoofer, which isn't plugged in, and put it up there, but the switch is there. That's where the switch lives, so.
And maybe it would look better if it was vertical.
I like the look of the vertical, personally.
Yeah, we have it vertical, and I guess
it looks like a goddamn mess horizontally.
It looks like an artwork to me, which part of me kind of likes that.
It looks like a modern art like building.
It
like
does.
You would walk in to see like modern art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a potato hammered to a nail. Or nail.
Yes, this is a picture of Jesus painted with feces.
And the controller is so heavy, but it's nice. I like it. I like the controller.
Yeah.
I have not played anything on the PS5.
You played Astro. Whatever.
I hit a trigger, and that's it. I didn't play it. I watched you. I probably won't touch it until the games that I want to play come out on it.
I played it a little bit, but I mean, I'm still mostly on the PS4 and the Switch right now.
Yes, you played a PS4 game on the PS5.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do we want to do this? We got a document that I started, and I've wrote like 3 pages of notes.
Well, as
no
long
one
as
else
you
wrote anything else.
long as you ain't talking for 3 hours.
Well, these notes are like 2 months old, I guess. I mean, there's a bunch of games.
I write stuff, but I don't. I just write like cliff notes, and then it's kind of like when I give a PowerPoint presentation. I write little bullet points, and then I elaborate.
Let's like all go in a circle and talk about one game. Maybe you talk about 2 games to like even.
Yeah, there's
it out.
some stuff on my list I can just nail out in like a second.
Then that way you ain't talking too long at one time.
That's fine. Yes.
Rory said, "I think it's a nice item, but it's an ugly PlayStation."
It's an ugly PlayStation.
It's the first,
all the other PlayStation
it feels like a next gen, for sure.
Like the first PlayStation looks good. PlayStation 2 looks great. It's an incredible looking console. The launch PlayStation 3 is It's kind of weird.
PlayStation 3 was so bulky.
Yes, yeah, it's weird. That's the weird one. PlayStation 4, the launch PlayStation 4 looks good. Launch PlayStation 5 looks like a fucking mess.
You think the PlayStation 2 looks good?
Yeah, PlayStation 2 looks great. We're looking at it right now. That's
Yeah,
my launch
PlayStation 2
PlayStation
is
2.
simple, rectangle.
Yeah.
The PlayStation 3 is kind of like oblong, kind of like
curvy
really
and weird.
3 always looked like something you could put your fucking chest someone with. You're like, give me that Xbox. You hit him with it.
Well,
well, I feel like the majority of us played Spider-Man.
Yes, I played
We
Spider-Man.
can talk about that.
Spider-Man.
I played it on the PS4.
Spider-Man.
I looked at
You
it.
played it on PS5.
Yes, I played it on PS5
I
as
enjoyed
well.
it.
Spider-Man Miles Morales is what we're talking about. My first note is, hey, do you like Spider-Man? It's more Spider-Man. That's what I wrote. Because it's just more Spider-Man. It's more Marvel Spider-Man, that PS4 game that came out a few years ago.
It was a pretty looking game, I thought.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Yes, it sold me on like ray tracing and all that stuff because that's like one of the only games I can think of on the PS5 that actually does that stuff right now. There's some instances like early on when you have to infiltrate like a factory type of thing where there's a bunch of red lights and it's night outside and there's a bunch of red lights reflecting all over everything. You can still see Spider-Man in like the computer monitors and stuff, and it looks really good. And if anyone did like that Spider-Man game, don't hesitate to play Miles Morales because it is that Spider-Man game, but compact.
If you like the first Spider-Man, I think you will enjoy Miles Morales. Basically the same exact map, but it's a different season. Miles actually even plays a little differently than Peter because he swings differently, combat is different. The story I wish was a little longer. I felt like it was kind of short.
It wraps up pretty quick, but it's a $40 game, you know.
It's definitely like an expansion.
Oh.
So here's what I wrote.
I really enjoyed it.
You ready for this?
No.
I got some cons. Let's talk about it. You ready?
Well, what did you think of it, Joshua?
But I just enjoyed it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, you looked like you were going to say something, but then you stopped.
I played through it in like a day and a half and beat it and loved every second of it. And it's probably the game of the year for me because I don't know. I just really enjoy Marvel games in the first place, or everything Marvel. So to me, it was just fantastic because of the fact that like it played so much differently than, you know, I like the stealth stuff where like if I'm getting in trouble, I just quickly go into stealth.
Oh yeah, he can turn invisible.
I love charging up and like he felt overpowered. That's the one thing. I played a little bit of the original Spider-Man before I played this one, like recently, and it was still kind of challenging.
Yeah.
On New Game Plus, But Miles Morales, like, there was a point in where, like, everything just seemed like, I'm here to beat the shit out of you, and you're not going to be able to do anything about it. Like, that's pretty much, like, you're at a certain power level, and every instance or issue that I came into, if I felt like I was getting in trouble, I always had a bunch of outs. Unlike in the other Spider-Man, where it felt like I didn't have a bunch of outs. So I don't know.
Yeah,
it was a very like overpowered Spider-Man.
Yeah, I wrote some of that same stuff in my notes. So I wrote down some cons here. I said Miles Morales as a character kind of bugs me because he's basically good at everything, and I tend to dislike those type of characters. Like, he reminds me of Rey in the new Star Wars trilogy. Like, anything that comes to anything that they encounter, they are immediately good at. You know what I mean? Like in that first Star Wars that last Star Wars trilogy, Rey's like, she can immediately fly the Millennium Falcon. She can immediately fight with a lightsaber. She can immediately use the Force to get out of situations. Like, come on, have some character flaws. And like Miles is kind of the same way. Like, he can immediately, I can turn invisible. I do these Venom powers. I'm a great son. You know, it's like his single mom calls him pick up some groceries, and he's like, yeah, Mom, I can do that. And like, when I was 17, 18 years old, I probably would have done it, but I'd be like, I don't want to do that. Like, he's like, yeah, Mom, let me help you out with this paint. Random person. I'm like, this is, I don't know.
It is kind of obvious that like he doesn't share the same flaws that like Peter Parker does.
Yeah, but that, I will say that's like probably the only con, because I love the game as well. Like, it was so fun, and it, like, I say that when he could turn invisible, he can do the Venom powers and all that stuff. It's like, if you go back and play that old Spider-Man game, Spider-Man can do a bunch of stuff, and it's insane that Miles can do way more. Like, with all the Venom powers and going invisible and stuff like that, they were able to pull that off just controller-wise, like, just like playability-wise. It's insane, and I really liked it. It was, besides the fact that it like hard crashed on me as I beat the game. Like, I'd already beaten it, and the final cutscene was playing, and the PS5 just turned off. It was, other than that, it was fun. I think it was really good.
I know Shelby had issues on the PS Pro. I didn't have a single issue. The only thing I had was I had a little bit chugging. Like, after I was playing the game for like 5 or 6 hours, I started noticing that like it was a little bit of a slowdown. So I didn't think like maybe there's a memory leak or I'm playing for. So I just did a quick restart, and everything was fine again. There was a worry that like it was overheating, and like that was why I was getting chugged. But as soon as I just literally close out the game, close it back up, and I'm running at a smooth pace again. So
yeah,
I will say one thing, and just thinking right now, wasn't a whole lot of boss battles. Not a lot of boss fights like
those last two, especially the very last one, for me went on a little bit too long. I was just like, okay, I get it.
No spoilers or anything, but that final boss battle, that's when the game started messing up for me, and it really took me out of it. Like, I didn't have that emotional connection that I should have had during particular scenes, because that's when my game started messing up and having to restart the boss fights and everything like that. So that's the only complaint that I had about it. Playing on the PS4 version on the PS4 Pro was the constant crashing.
Yeah, so that was a boss fight, and then the Rhino one. So everybody knows Rhino's in game. But then, like, besides that, there was not very many other. There wasn't any others, I don't think.
No, there's one in the sewers against a family member.
Oh yeah,
that one.
That one took a long. That one and the final boss battle kind of happened back to back, and they both take a long time.
Together.
Yeah.
You did have to. So if you went through and did a lot of the side stuff to get all of his upgrades, there was a boss fight that Peter set up at the end. It was basically like the final like test, and you had a boss fight there. But besides that, I felt like the first game definitely had a lot more. It felt like the same thing with Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, like where you went from like Arkham Asylum, you had like boss fights all the time, and then Arkham City, it was like 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, I don't remember any boss fights in Arkham City. And those are like the best parts of Arkham Asylum. Man, I didn't even ever think about that.
Because in Arkham Asylum, you had Poison Ivy, you had
Scarecrow, Killer Croc.
Yep.
Killer Croc.
Joker. Mr. Freeze, or is that the second one?
The second, no, it might have been the third one was Mr. Freeze, because you run into.
No, it had to be Arkham City or Arkham Asylum because I was still living in Elizabeth City when I played it, so it was one of the first 2.
I know you run into.
Yeah, we know it's one of the first 2.
I know you run into a room that has Mr. Freeze was in it because it still has like. I don't know.
Yeah, and he's chasing after you, so you have to go.
I think you fight him in the second. Now that I think about it, you have to go.
City.
And then you fight Mr. Breakback. He breaks your back.
Bane.
Bane, yeah, you fight Bane. And then you also fight Scarecrow. I think we said that one already.
I think that's because you're in the asylum, and so basically all of the villains
everyone
are
was there. Yeah, it was great.
But that's,
City.
I've played through that game like 3 or 4 times now because of the fact that like you get to. It's like very Mega Man-ish. That's the only way I can think of. Like, you go through a level, or you go through part of it, and then you reach a final boss, and then, like, you do your thing, and then you move on. But it felt like in that, the second Arkham City, there was, like, 3 or 4. And maybe, like, a couple of boss fights that, like, you could get if you unlock some more stuff, but it wasn't part of the main story. That's what the original Spider-Man, and then into,
Miles Morales.
Yeah. So, it's weird. Maybe they just, like... Maybe they're saving some of the bigger bosses for later on.
I don't know, but I was watching videos of that game before it came out, and I was bummed out to see that the powers that Miles Morales had were called the Venom powers. I was like, did I get spoiled for anything? Am I going to fight Venom? It's like, no, Venom's not in the game at all.
Yeah. I really didn't correlate that. I wonder why they called it Venom powers.
No idea. And Venom doesn't have anything to do with electricity, so why his electric powers are called Venom powers is just beyond me, but that's what they're called.
Yeah. Hi, Scipio. Welcome to the podcast.
Woo!
But I think I guess I have recency bias of why I think Miles Morales is probably my game of the year. But last year, I don't even remember what... So last year was such a blur. I don't remember what... So we had Final Fantasy come out.
Final Fantasy Remake.
I guess that could be considered one of my...
Animal Crossing came out. Shadowlands released.
Yeah, I played way too much WoW.
What do y'all want to talk about that?
From March all the way to now, I've been playing WoW.
Yeah, we can talk about it a little bit. No, we don't talk... We're talking about what we think the game of the year is, Scipio.
We're just talking about stuff.
And we're talking about, like, you know, we're a variety podcast, so we talk about everything, but it's mostly video game related. I don't think any of us play Fortnite. Mostly because we're in our close to or in our 30s.
Fortnite for 5 minutes.
No offense to anybody who plays Fortnite, but...
I play real games. Damn it.
You're 13? Yeah.
That's understandable.
That's understandable, you know, if you're in that age range, definitely.
I've got games on my shelf back there that are older than you, son. You see that?
Yeah. They have video games on that shelf that's older than you. That's cool.
But yeah, we've been playing Shadowlands, which came out in the middle of November.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much kept a lot of my... Like, I haven't even really played much PlayStation 5 since it's come out.
I don't think there's anything on the PlayStation 5 I'm really interested in playing right now, or that we're interested in playing right now.
Demon's Souls,
maybe later.
And then,
I haven't even messed around with Demon's Souls too much.
Played like 6 hours of Cyberpunk, but then I was like, I don't want to continue to have myself.
Yeah. Don't want to submit myself to that torture. So
what? I gotta ask questions. What's up with Shadowlands? What's the new thing? What are we doing here? Who are we fighting? What's happening? Where's Arcturus?
It's really hard.
So it's probably one of the better expansions that they've had in the past.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good stuff.
See, I don't have a opinion on that because this is my first expansion playing WoW. Like, I've played through the expansions, but this is my first experience with the release.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it.
So the premise of the whole thing is basically, God, man, it's so convoluted to be able to. So basically, you're going to a world where everybody, when you die, like you go to specific areas of like a Shadowlands.
So it's the underworld.
And, so yes and no. You're basically going to like World of Warcraft's heaven, and they have like 4 different main zones, but then they also have this thing called the Mall, which you would equate to hell. And for some reason, people stopped going to those 4 places, and we're going directly to the Mall now. And from there, you're trying to figure out what in the world is going on and why.
Yeah. And I guess you get sent to a specific place based on what you did in your life.
Yeah. So, like, if you were more noble, you went to the Bastion people. If you were more, like, at peace with yourself, you kind of went to Ardenweald. If you're more hardcore, you would go to this place called Maldraxxus. And then if you're kind of, like, more of a noble, I don't know, like...
Scummy.
Not scummy, but, like a higher end, like...
Are these, like, different starting locations? Or how does the game decide if you are noble enough?
We're nothing. So we decide to go in ourselves. Like, we know shit's broken, so we use, like, the Helm of Domination as a key to be able to go. So the person who created a very powerful artifact in Azeroth, the place where you play, it was made by a person that is in the Shadowlands. And that artifact got broken and shattered. And when it gets shattered, part of its essence goes back to where it came. So it ended up opening a portal between Azeroth and Shadowlands. So we have to go through and try to figure out what in the hell has happened.
Okay.
So we go to this place called the Mall, which is basically the hell of it all. Like the hell place. And then you go and it's kind of like they call you the Mall Walker because you have enough power or essence to be able to remove yourself from the mall, because most people who get there, they can't leave.
Yeah.
So from there, it just kind of plays out the story.
And then eventually, as you progress through it, you get to decide which one of the 4 worlds that you want to be a part of, and get an additional, like, power or kind of like perk. So as a mage, I decided to go with Ardenweald, which is more nature and nature-based.
That'd be CATHY.
So the perk that I get as a mage is I get the seed. That's like a area of effect that just like explodes around me, and it's pretty good.
It's basically like it's the next logical step in an expansion, because you've done everything you could on like Azeroth, so now you're like in this whole new world, like a shadow plane. And the running idea is at the end, once like this expansion is over, there's a potential, and there's been like little sprinklings here and there, that once we go back to Azeroth, like for real, that it might have like a big time skip.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can be like flying cars and shit, skyscrapers.
Well,
not that big of a time jump.
Just more like a bunch of people have left, so like the heroes of Azeroth have basically left to go fix something, and then other things have come along and fuck stuff up. So.
Nah, I want you to come back and be like Cyberpunk. Just
like, what the fuck is going on?
I'm Keanu Reeves now.
Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the Warren.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's kept my attention. It's probably my favorite expansion since Wrath of the Lich King, which was like 12 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
It's kept me going. Usually by the now, like at an expansion, I usually play about a month and then I'm like done. But
you've kept playing.
I've kept playing while everybody else starts to fall off. And I went to my first raid this weekend or this week, and it was a lot of fun. So
yeah, the buzz I've heard about this has been really positive. The last couple of WoW expansions have been really negative. So I'm glad there's something good out there.
Yeah, overwhelmingly everybody's positive about it. And I think the one thing that I do notice, though, is people are starting to get, like, they're going to need to start putting out, like, some sub-content soon, like doing a half patch or something like that, or their next, content patch. So, it's going to, it is starting to get a little long in the tooth, I guess you could say, but I'm still having fun.
Yeah.
So, well, I have been like having that itch to want to go, and this might go on to one of your other ideas is Final Fantasy. I have been having that little scratch in the back of my head where I'm like, man, I kind of miss Final Fantasy. So
yeah.
Tarski, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Warren.
For the audio audience out there, Kathy just left.
She probably had to go. Wait, is she making herself another drink, or is she go potty break again?
Her drink is still here. So the segue into Final Fantasy 14 and the person who played the most of it isn't here. She's left. Anyway, I played Final Fantasy 14 too. I haven't played as much as she has. I can see why people like MMOs a lot. It's goddamn calming. Like you get in that groove. You just hold down that W key and you just solve some quests, man. And then before you know it, 3 hours are gone, and you're like, oh man,
yeah,
I've leveled up like. In the case of Final Fantasy 14, for me, I've leveled up none because she's like fucking 13 levels higher than me. I don't know why. We've done the exact same stuff.
She's grinding. She's on that grind. No. We do actually have some gaming questions from the audience.
I guess we can do that while Kathy.
Last questions I remember about tomatoes.
No, they were trying to troll us, but we ignored them. So,
okay.
What did you guys think of Cyberpunk?
I played it for like an hour. I got to a quest that it was like, hey, go talk to this person, and I did. And then the quest said, hey, go talk to this person, and I did. And then it said, hey, go talk to this person, and I did. And nothing was happening, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to delete this off my hard drive and wait till it's done.
Yeah, I got about 6 hours in, and I had like 4 or 5 hard crashes altogether. I had a couple quest bugs that break, specifically the one that I think Andy's talking about, where you go talk to a doctor. Just
to be clear, that person that told me to talk to, it was the same as that person. So it's just like, hey, go talk to this doctor. Talk to the doctor. Hey, you have to talk to the doctor. I talked to the doctor. It was just endless.
Just a continuous loop.
But we weren't super excited about the game. Like, we weren't like talking about this game all the time. We were like, hey, the hype's there, and everybody seems to be interested, but we're gonna play it as they come. But it is a game that I'm gonna come back around and play when I feel like it's at a point that's not gonna knock me out of my, like my buddy who's in chat. He's played 90 hours and he's loving the fuck out of it.
Yeah, Rory is has played 90 hours of this game, and I don't know how he's done it.
Well, he's gotten past the point where it's like screwing up on him, or he's able to look past it. But he's also a game developer, so he's a lot more understanding from those things. And to a certain extent, I guess I am understanding, but I'm a very immersive type of person, and if I'm being knocked out of my immersion, it becomes one of those things where I'm no longer having fun, and I know the potential of that game is going to be very, very fun, so I'm okay with waiting a little bit longer before I start playing.
Well, I'm not even sure that that game is going to be very, very fun when it actually gets done. But for me, I was so hyped for it. Witcher 3 was my favorite game of the last generation. I was ready for the next thing, and the reason why I just said I'm just going to wait is because the bugs are so like you hear so much things and it's like, okay, I'm just going to wait. And I've got the PS4 version. Who knows when the PS5 upgrade is going to come out, because everything else is so broken. They might have to take more time to make it there.
Yeah, they put out an apology video the other day, and it shows that the PS5 version is later in this year.
Later this year.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's this time next year that the PS5 upgrade comes out. But you know what? I'm fine with that. I'm not going to get online and hurl death threats at them or whatever. It's like, whatever. I bought it. Yeah. I could play it when it's done. I'm in a situation where I've got plenty to play without that, and it'll be okay. I can wait, and I'll be fine.
Yeah. I'm definitely in the same boat where like I'm fine coming back to it because even Witcher 3 at the beginning had its issues.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't nearly as bad as
No.
this,
It was not nearly as bad. And I bought The Witcher 3 the day it came out and played through it and beat it like a month later. I didn't run into anything as bad as what like just that weird main quest bug at the very beginning of the game when I couldn't do anything else. You know, it wasn't like I could go someplace else and talk to somebody. It's like, no,
You're stuck.
I'm stuck here in this. Okay, that's when I was just like, you know what? This is it's a sign. It's a sign. Just turn it off and wait.
So, from what it sounds like, they're having a next major patch come out sometime in the next few weeks, and then there's going to be another major patch sometime in February or late February. And then for some reason they have DLC already on the docket before the PS5 version, but maybe they have two different localization teams working on it. So I can understand maybe they already have a team set up to do DLC that's going to be putting it out, and they're just not able to get the PS5 version ready yet. But I don't know.
Well,
it's
all that's
a weird thing where they're like DLC, but they did say like it's free, so it's not like they're trying to cash grab or anything like that. Like, oh, here's the DLC is free.
I hope it is free. Cat Brown, you were gone when we started talking about Final Fantasy 14, so I'm about to leave, and you're gonna have to talk about Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we heard that you're like 14 levels ahead of Andy, like just speeding on through.
Oh yeah. He gets so upset. When,
I am upset.
I progress in levels, and he's not progressing at the same pace. But I really liked that game. I found it really, really relaxing. It was a very zen, relaxing game.
CATHY on WoW.
Yeah, I actually don't think CATHY would feel zen and relaxed on WoW because it's just so like in your face. What she's talking about is like the leveling experience.
Oh.
It's very like it's not as hardcore as it used to be, but it's very like you gotta go do this and go do this. Like WoW at this point is like we need to get you right to the end. Like you're getting right to the end so you get into stuff. Final Fantasy is still very much the experience because you have the single player. Well, I say single player, but you have like the story that is involved, and you have to like progress through it. Like you have to. Like you can bypass it by buying stuff, but at the end of the day, like you're not gonna want to do that. You need to go through the story. So I can understand it being zen in the way that like you're just kind of moving on to your next thing.
Very zen.
That's what
I'll say, like, in my head, it was like this multiplayer game, but, it really wasn't very multiplayer. I don't know if I just wasn't hitting the right spots, but I felt like me and Andy were constantly trying to make it a game that we could play together, but really it was a game for me to play and him to play separately is kind of how I felt about it. I don't know, Josh, I know you played this game a bunch. I don't know if we're just not like doing it right or...
So that's kind of like the MMO experience. I find it very difficult from my perspective because I've always played it that way, where I play it as a solo experience for the most part, except when it comes to like the group content. But when it comes to the group content, that's where you can start gathering together. But I think I've played Final Fantasy pretty much not by myself, but as like I'm talking to people on Discord, but I'm continuing to play like the actual game, doing a lot of stuff by myself. So, and you might have had an XP boost on you if you're zooming that far ahead.
How would I have gotten an XP?
I know there's like rest bonuses. So if you log out in specific areas, like if you log out in a town, you have a rest bonus on your character. So when you go out to play the next time, you will get a rest bonus on your XP. So maybe a lot of times when I log out, I'm just in the middle of nowhere, so I don't get it. But even when I started paying attention to that stuff, I'm still way behind you.
I don't think I'm done with that game. Yeah. I absolutely hate that it's subscription based. Like that's some bullshit. It's really stupid, and I feel like it's actually prevented me from playing it because I hate that it's subscription based, and I'm like, oh well, I'm not going to play it as much this month, so because I'm distracted by this and this
Well, we've
game.
already
I'm going to take a break. But I don't. At the same time, I don't think I'm done with that game.
No,
like,
yeah, me neither.
I think I'll come back.
Yeah,
it's just
absolutely.
It has
I really
to be
like it,
a very
honestly. Like, I think it's a lot of fun, but it's the subscription space. It makes you just like, well, I have to play it because I only have 15 days left. You know.
Yeah.
But can I ask Josh one question about this game?
Yeah.
So
Sure.
the base game, right? Just
and Rory's in chat too, so he's played a lot of Final Fantasy.
yes.
14.
This should be an easy question to answer, I guess. But just the base game, is it just these 3 areas that you're starting in? Like, you got the beach area, you got the forest area, and you got the desert area, and that's it?
No. There's a lot of different areas.
Okay.
Maybe we just haven't got to that part where it's expanded.
I'm not talking about like biomes, I guess. Like, as far as I've been saying, it's just like this coastal area. One of them's
and you
literally
chose
called
the coastal area, didn't you? When it came to choosing groups, you chose the
Yeah, I think I chose the coastal area. You chose the forest
and I
area.
chose the forest area.
Yeah. And then there's the
Yeah.
starting area for us, for our characters we picked, was the desert. I just wonder if there's more, because it feels like the little bit of World of Warcraft I played, the base game of World of Warcraft, was a whole lot bigger than this. So that's...
Well, yeah.
Well, there's 2 continents that you can go on, I think.
Well, World of Warcraft presents their zones in a different way. The way that their technology works is there's actually no zone walls. So, like,
Oh, yeah.
in Final Fantasy, you have zoning walls where you like go into the next area. The way the World of Warcraft works, from my understanding, is you're in a zone, but it also loads the you. So it's kind of seamless in a way, the way that you go. Final Fantasy does feel a little more disjointed in that fact, because it's like the map you're in, or the zone you're in, is an actual, like... Yeah, Final Fantasy 14 has 3 starting zones, is what Rory was saying. And then, like, it does open up. Like, I think altogether, there's probably, like, for each 3 starting zones, there's maybe 6 zones that are connected to each starting zone. I can't remember. And then you got major cities. You got, like, 3 major hubs. And then that's not even counting, like, the expansions and stuff like that. Yeah, he confirmed. So there's, like, 6 or so, like, things going through. But I think what level did y'all get up to?
I don't remember.
Shoot, I don't even
30 something.
know.
I think you're probably in the 40s.
Yeah, in my head I was like maybe 40s or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a whole lot more, especially like when you get into the other expansions and you start getting flying and then like stuff like that.
Yeah, Kathy can't figure out how to get a chocobo in this fucking
I can't figure it out. I don't know.
Because whatever guild you joined or whatever, you can't figure out where the person to talk to get your chocobo insurance. And I think it's fucking hilarious. Because I'm just running around on chocobo and she can't keep up.
Yeah, I think I'm getting close to the point of that time of year where I might like pick it back up for a couple months. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I'm still enjoying WoW, so I don't see myself doing that yet. But
maybe I'll join.
Yeah, there's gonna be a point in time.
Well, on Kathy's account, she has all the current expansions.
Mm-hmm.
On my account, I only have the base game, so
that's true.
Whatever.
So is WoW like subscription based too? You pay per month?
Yeah, every.
Yeah.
How much is it per month? Like $15?
$14.99.
Same with Final Fantasy.
So Final Fantasy actually they have a $14.99 version and then they have a $9.99. And a $9.99 only allows you to play one character though.
Mm-hmm. So I only play one character anyway.
Yeah, I didn't see that on the mod station. Sign up.
Yeah, I just like what Rory said, you only need one because it's like a multi-class. Like in WoW, you're pigeonholed in. So like if you pick a person and you pick that class, that's what your character is that class. Like
I feel like if I'm gonna be paying subscription based, like I need to be seeing some new ass shit like every single month. You know what I'm saying?
So Final Fantasy's release schedule. So their release schedule is, I think they're bi-monthly. They're doing new patches. They do it a lot more, in my opinion, quicker. Yeah, every 3 months. they do it a lot quicker than World of Warcraft did.
I guess I probably just have to
had
catch up to the patches, though. Like, I'm just playing the base game. I probably just need to, like, get to that point where I'm looking for new stuff. You know what I mean?
Well, also, Catherine, you were the last person to criticize seeing new shit at all, because she would literally pick up level 1 quests and be like, oh, I'm going to do this. Like, no, you're not. You're level 39.
I'm like a little OCD. Like, I like to have everything checked off.
Like, not only will she pick it up, she will actively try to solve it. Like, no.
Well, if you're going to do that, you might as well switch to another class, so you get at least getting the XP for that on another thing. But because that's the unique thing about Final Fantasy is you pick your character, and then you can pick every single class after that point. Like, I think my main is a paladin, but then I also have a bard of some sort and a bunch of different stuff. So, like, I think on my main character, I have at least 4 different classes or jobs that are up to, like, 50. Yeah, there's 16.
I think my gladiator.
But even with, like, what's the point of having more than one class, though? Like, don't you play the same story?
Just different skills you can acquire.
Yeah, so if one day you wake up and you're like, oh man, I'm really annoyed with playing DPS, I want to try tanking or healing, then you can, like, go and pick up a healing job and start healing in dungeons and things like that.
Cathy is currently a DPS in our little dungeon situations that we go to.
Each class does have its own class story.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah, it's like a guild. And I'm a tank, and the little bit that we play online, going through dungeons, and it's just me and her. We have to pick up a third person, a random person who clearly knows more than us. They will yell at me mostly because you gotta do this, you gotta do this. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, dude. It's like, hit this button. I'm like, what are you talking about?
And I just hang out.
And Cathy gets to like take all the credit and just beat everybody up. Meanwhile, this other person's yelling at me. The healer's yelling at me.
I just stand far away and cast all the spells.
Andy, you definitely picked the harder route because it's...
The internet told me it was the easy route. That's why I picked it.
So, in my opinion, well, they tricked you,
yeah.
Whoever wrote that was a motherfucker, because I would never recommend someone the very beginning, unless you're running with a group that's all by together. Tank is a tough go because of the fact that, like, if you're going into a dungeon and you don't know, like, exactly what you're doing and the pull rate and everything, there's always going to be... people are going to be weird and be like, what the hell's going on? But,
yeah, the first, not the first dungeon I went into by myself, but the second one, the first thing the person said was, tank stance, please. And I was like, what? What are you talking about?
There's 2 different, there's like a DPS and then a tank spec. So you're mitigating more damage that you're taking, so the healer is not having to focus a lot of heals on you, I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
it's hard to explain to these people over text chat. Like, I don't know what I'm doing while I'm trying to fight other people.
Bear with me.
Yeah, Rory said tell them you don't pay their sub, or they don't pay your sub.
And also, like, dude, this is like the second dungeon in the whole fucking game. Why are you yelling at me? Like, why don't you should yell at people in the 30th dungeon in the game, not the second one. You know us, the new people.
Well, to be frank, if someone's being a dick to you, just report them, because Final Fantasy...
No one's been a dick. I'm not saying that, but it's just been like... I feel like it's...
They should see the flower.
They just tell you stuff
That's
to, like, help you out, and you're like... You're just nervous about it because
but I feel like, it's more like unmanaged expectations. Like, it's the second dungeon, dude. You should know it's not going to be experienced people running around with you.
You should also see, like, you have a flower above your head, because I think
probably
all
have a
new
flower
people
on my
within
head.
the first... So, like, I don't know. At the end of the day, they definitely do have, like, one of the better communities, and they definitely... They're very strict on toxic behavior, too.
Yeah,
so if you're
absolutely.
being a dick to you, it's...
No one's been a dick. It was just like that, like...
You just felt the pressure. You felt
that first message, like, you need to do this. I'm like, I don't even know what that is. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
They were trying to help you, and you didn't understand.
Yeah.
It's your first.
Yes.
It's your first MMO too. Like,
yeah.
it's nothing to be ashamed of. Everybody's been there, and you just so happen to be joining an MMO that's been, going for a while. So there are some people who do want certain expectations, But at the end of the day, the reason you have the flower above your head is because you're a newbie. Like, you're both newbies, and it's fine to be a newbie. And it's, I don't know. I think it's a good starting MMO too. Like, not only is it a good starting MMO, it's like the second best MMO on the market. Or I bet you could probably tie it with WoW, in my opinion, where like both MMOs they both have like things that the other one does better, and they're both enjoyable.
WoW has the content. WoW has the 15 years worth of content.
Yeah, and even if you just played it for the single player story, like, in my opinion, it's just as good as another Final Fantasy game. So
yeah, well,
it's fun. So
I am excited to get my sub back on once we can get back aligned.
Yeah,
play together. Maybe play with you guys. I would.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Even though, like, I'm still not convinced it's a game that you play with other people. Like, I'm just not convinced.
Rory said he played with
Rory said he played.
Yes,
me and Rory got on there. We would take y'all everywhere. Make sure you see the whole world.
In the places that we're in right now, the dungeon limit is only 3 people. So
it's 4.
Yeah, we got
because it's 2 DPSs, a healer, and a close combat.
We were in the 3 people thing.
I'd probably be DPS still. I don't know.
I've enjoyed it. Like, I'm really happy with the thaumaturgy class that I have chosen.
Thaumaturgy.
That's what I do with WoW is I'm DPS.
Well, you should be, if you're in your 30s, you should be getting close to be able to play or switch to a summoner or a sorcerer or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That opens up a whole new world.
It's a lot. There's a lot going on in this game that we need to learn more of. But
Black Mage.
Cathy Brown.
Yeah.
You want to talk about another game?
Yeah.
Let's give what game you want to talk about?
I'll talk about what I was just playing before we started this podcast. I was playing
Doraemon Story of Seasons.
Mm-hmm. So that game, I saw this. There's this girl that I grew up with that was my neighbor, and she's like a huge gamer, and I kind of like look and see what she plays, and
on the Switch friends list.
Yeah, on the Switch friends list, and she got Doraemon Story of Seasons, and I was like, oh, I kind of want to play that. And for a long time, Andy was like, yeah, I don't think you'll like that game, and I was like convinced that I was, right? So Andy got me that game for Christmas, and it might be a bootleg version.
I might have got a bootleg version back.
I don't know.
Bootleg fireworks.
So tell them why you think it's a bootleg version.
There's no ESRB rating on the box. The font on the spine is different from every other Switch game that we own. It's weird. It's weird.
And it has Steven Seagal in it.
That's a different story. But
that's a different story. So, like, imagine Stardew Valley mixed with Animal Crossing, mixed with anime.
Which
mixed
Doraemon
with
is an
Saturday
anime
morning
character.
cartoons. Like, that is Doraemon's Story of Seasons. And
it's like 90% Stardew Valley.
yeah. But those other things are still valid.
Yeah.
Like, I still shake a tree to take the fruit off. Like, that's very Animal Crossing. And, Stardew Valley, like, I plant stuff and water the plants, and I have animals, and I try to build relationships with the people in my village. And just the style, in terms of the characters, is very anime, and, like, the way that the story is very anime, but also mixed with, like, Saturday morning cartoons. But I'm digging it. Like, it's great. Like, I'm enjoying it, and it's fun. Like, I've got my little farm going. I got a cow. I got some chickens, some eggs, and, I'm enjoying all the seasons. But my favorite thing about the game is, honestly, the art style. Like, sometimes I realize an hour has passed in the game, which is, like, really only a few minutes, And I'm just looking at how pretty the tree is, or how pretty the house and their garden is, or how pretty the ocean is. Like, it's very watercolor-esque in how it's done, but the art style in that game is just amazing. I still don't think it's as captivating as Animal Crossing or Stardew Valley, and I can't figure out exactly why that is.
I think it's because Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley are like masterclass versions of those particular type games.
I think Animal Crossing is just a huge community. Like, there's a huge community that supports Animal Crossing, and that is part of what makes it really interesting. And then I feel like Stardew Valley, I don't know, for some reason the characters themselves and their stories are just more interesting than what it is in Doraemon's story.
Nah, it's about Shane, bro.
Abigail, are you kidding me? She got a Super Nintendo at her house.
But it's still really good.
Shane's story gets me every time.
It's good.
All right. Who wants to go next here?
Shelby started a new playthrough of Stardew Valley.
I did. Stardew released a new patch, so I started a new playthrough on the PC.
What's in the new patch?
They added a bunch of They added new farm types and stuff, didn't they?
A beach farm. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Beach farm. I think. I'm not sure what all came in the patch, but yeah, Triple P plays Stardew. We can have Pixel Farm because there's one map that's called Four Corners, so you can have 4 cabins and 4 people farming.
Y'all wouldn't want to do that because that had the best farm, and y'all would. It would be terrible.
We can't play at the same time with one key.
Even if we share a library?
Yes.
Oh. Well.
I'd still have the best farm, so just give up that idea.
Whatever. My farms are always...
King Farm over here!
I probably won't be playing much of anything new until the games that I want come out. And one of the games that I was really looking forward to got pushed to 2022. And that's the Harry Potter game.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, and I'm very sad about that. But I also don't know when the Fable game's coming out.
Yeah, I would imagine any game that you ever heard was going to come out in 2021, you might as well just say it's going to come out in 2022 because of the virus and everything.
2020.
Yeah.
Coronavirus.
Yeah. I might actually stream like a replay through of Fable 2 or Fable 3.
Oh man. I got ideas for that coming up in this house right here.
We need to record another Disney one because
those are obviously popular.
Yes.
The Disney one got a lot of views.
If anybody's watching this,
gotta come and steal that monetization.
Yeah, if anybody's watching this doesn't know, me and Kathy do a YouTube channel called. You just Google Kathy Plays Classes. The first thing that comes up, literally the most watched video, or the most watched Kathy Plays Classes video is the 4 of us doing.
And that's so
with
funny
Kathy
to
playing
me.
Little Mermaid 2 and beating it on the PlayStation.
Surprisingly.
It was like a whole playthrough.
Yeah, she beat the entire game as she was like literally falling asleep. Like she just.
I think it was like after midnight, close to 1 or 2 o'clock.
I was struggling.
I think we had done a podcast and then recorded that.
I think that's the night that we recorded our first podcast.
Wait, so was that the night that we played Aladdin and Aladdin was like a ball sack? Like had ball sack legs.
We did a bunch of Disney games. We did Beauty and the Beast. We did a few Beauty and the Beast games.
We did, yeah. I remember that.
A couple of them
we did
couldn't
Aladdin.
figure out how to get past the first fucking level.
So I got
Stop it.
I got some games I can knock out in like a few seconds here.
What you got?
So I beat Bugsnax. Bugsnax is free on PlayStation 5.
I mean, I didn't watch
Plus.
Andy play Bugsnax, but like the music is the best.
Yeah, the music is really good. That song is fun. Everyone knows it. Try to catch them in your sack. something bug snacks.
It's the best.
It's man, that game's weird. The ending is fucking weird.
Why is it weird? What happens?
You have to play it.
Spoiler alert.
You have to play it. In the game itself, it has problems. You have to put.
What do you mean it has problems? What do you mean?
You have to.
I love when Kathy drinks before a podcast.
Yeah. I'm trying to make this quick, but you have to trap these bug snacks to feed them to people.
Like snacks for bugs? Or bugs that are snacks?
No, they're bug snacks. They're literally called bug snacks.
But, I mean, like, explain that.
I had to set traps for them to catch them.
Oh
my God. Just...
You set traps for the bugs or the snacks?
No, the bugs, it's one thing. Bug snacks.
Is it like a sandwich bug? Like... I just need you to explain bugs. Just explain it.
Yeah,
Help!
So
is it more like Viva Pinata?
No. It is,
Okay.
No, it's...
It felt like...
You have to catch these bug snacks. And
Is it like a hot dog bug?
We can label this one the podcast where Kathy gets wasted.
Yes. Like a bug and
They eat these bugs?
some carrots and ranch or what?
No.
Like a bug and some Doritos?
It's a bug that looks like a taco. It's a bug that looks like some ribs. It's a bug that looks like a hamburger.
That's what I wanted.
That's not what you wanted.
JD Shore, all of us bought PS5s. Not really sure if it's worth it yet. Enough games have come out on it for us to determine if it's worth buying it for other people.
Everything I played on it, I really enjoyed it, except for Cyberpunk, but that we went through that earlier.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm happy that I got it, because when a game does come that is worth playing, I will already have the system in place.
It's just there.
It seems like the shortages are going to be there for a while.
Yeah.
So, if you have the expendable cash, and you want to be able to pick one up, and you have the availability to pick one up without having to scap.
Do not pay over market price. Do not buy it for market price.
But if you have a high-end PC, so you have a high-end PC, get yourself Game Pass, and you're good to go.
Yeah, Microsoft Game Pass is probably, if you have a good gaming PC, 100% do that.
But if someone doesn't have expendable cash, like they're going to have to like mortgage something to get this thing, I would not recommend it right now.
Yeah, I would wait until...
I think I might like Bugsnax.
I would wait until the big-ass Sony exclusives start coming out for the PS5, like the next God of War or Horizon or whatever. But yeah, Bugsnax is fun. The stuff with the trapping starts to fall apart a little bit because it gets too complicated for its own good. But that's not to say it's not unbeatable or frustrating. I mean, I beat that game in a sitting, like
one sitting.
Yeah, I had the day off, and I just started up and beat it, and I got the good.
So it's just like what, like a 7-hour game?
I couldn't hear you.
Is it just like a 7 or 8 hour game?
8 hour, yeah. It's about that. The music was really good. The ending is fucked. It's crazy.
The music is good.
Music is really good.
So good.
Also, we got a new TV since the last time we probably did this. Playing this with on the PS5 with the HDR turned on was kind of a revelation because it's extremely colorful. Like all the different characters are just screaming with like neon blues and purples, and it was really something
got an
else.
HDMI 2.1, right?
Yes, but I don't think anything takes advantage of that just yet on the PS5. I don't think they patched anything in on that. I got a bummer of a game to talk about, and that's Super Mario 3D All-Stars. I bought that game and knowing exactly what it was going to be. I was still bummed out. That game doesn't even meet the minimum requirements of what that game should be. That collection of games. First of all, it should have had Super Mario Galaxy 2 in it. It does not. But I still got it, and I played through Super Mario Galaxy. That game's still fucking amazing. Don't buy that collection, because it's not worth it.
We got another question. What are our favorite games right now? They are currently playing They are currently loving Resident Evil Remake 2.
Yeah.
So Resident Evil 2 Remake? That was my game of the year last year. Well, last year, 2019. Loved it.
What's your current favorite game that you're playing right now, Kathy, Andy?
Kathy's probably Doraemon.
Yeah, just because it's so easy to pick up. But I don't know. That's a really hard question. I really love all the games that I play.
The game you're probably liking the best is honestly probably Persona 5.
Yeah. I've finally surpassed the bank.
Did we finally beat?
No, it wasn't the bank. It was the space.
I know, but that was like my part that I got to multiple times, and I just could never get past that. But I have gotten past that. I did reach a sticking point with Haru's dad, like the spaceship, and I had to change the difficulty to easy to get past that. I tried to do it on normal several times, and I was doing everything I read online. I don't know what the deal is, but I just could not make it happen. So I switched it to easy, and ever since I have really thoroughly enjoyed myself.
You're on Shido's dungeon now.
I'm on Cheeto's dungeon, which is a pirate ship. And
dungeon.
Thank
you for the follow.
I haven't gotten super far. I guess I have to get these like 5 letters of introduction to meet Shido, and I've gotten 2 so far of the 5, and I'm currently working through that. But this is Persona 5 Royal, so there are some new things going on, like the will seeds in the dungeons, and
Kathy will come in and like, what's this mean? I'm like, I have no idea.
Jose or Jose or whatever his name is in the metaverse. And also I have a little more time so I can build up my stats a little quicker. Like I've gotten 5 points on everything except for kindness, but I'm really close. And there's like this psychologist or counselor that's at the school. You can build a relationship with him. But I think
he was new.
Yeah, I missed my opportunity though. Like he just had his last day. Yeah, and I think I didn't build all the way up to 10 with him. So I'm kind of like already kind of beating myself up because I didn't get him to 10. And then there's the girl. I'm blanking on her name because it's really long.
The new girl?
Yeah.
Kasumi.
Yeah.
Kasumi. Yeah. I know. She's awesome. Super cool.
Her persona's not a fucking motorcycle, so she's...
Whatever.
Is Makoto your favorite?
Her persona is a fucking motorcycle. She literally rides her persona and she goes... And it has a face on it.
Johanna!
I agree. Makoto is really awesome. I do love her.
And she has like the best like kind of redemption arc through at least the early part of the story where she's like, fuck you, Makoto, and then she turns out to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I never built my relationship with Makoto. I always, I'm focused on my relationship with Futaba.
Yeah, Futaba's awesome.
Well, Futaba just wants to show you figurines at a shop.
Yeah.
She's like, look at this.
And Haru with the plants. Haru's pretty cool. She's really nice, really sweethearted.
I feel like Ann's very basic.
Yeah.
I feel like she's the safe
one
to go with.
And I have built her up so much, like in
I built her up so much because
my first playthrough.
She was the first person you kind of hang out with, and I was hanging out with her on the rooftop, and I was like, she was like, I love you. And I was like, what?
Things got serious real fast, right? What? So
you should have said no.
So I've kind of been avoided on a little bit in Persona 5 Royal because I'm trying to reach these new heights, right?
But she does have the singular best scene in the whole game when she's when what's his face wants to paint her nude.
Oh yeah,
She shows up in all those sweaters and shit. She's like,
so they just referenced that in Shido's dungeon because there's like this womanizer that they go talk to by the pool, and Yosuke, or it's not Yosuke. Yusuke. There's a Yosuke in Persona 4.
Yeah, Yosuke's in Persona 4. Yusuke's in Persona 5. So.
And he was like, your acting skills have improved. And so they sort of reference back. And it's hilarious as fuck. Like, it's so funny. Because it's been so long since then.
We know each other because we're friends.
Yeah. We don't know each other in real life. We're doing the socially distanced stuff because...
Yeah. We know each other because me and Kat...
They bonded over our dogs.
We both have corgis.
We both have corgis.
Yeah. We have corgis. She came into where I worked at the time at a veterinarian's office.
Quite often with my puppy corgi who had some serious eye issues.
Yeah. He's fine now.
And then basically like tiptoed around each other because we didn't want to feel like we were hitting on.
Yeah, when I asked Shelby to hang out, I literally felt like I was asking somebody on a date.
I know.
It's the
I'm gonna go
weirdest
meet
shit.
this person.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna take your dog with you. And I was like, the hell?
Dude, once you get out of school and you're trying to make friends, anytime you ask somebody to hang out, it's literally like asking them on a date. It's the weirdest thing ever, but it's the truth.
Yeah, and then we went to Sup Dogs.
Yep.
And,
Can't go wrong with Sup Dogs.
Corgis are cool, and Lilu has her own emote, which is fun. Andy, what's your favorite game that you're playing currently?
God. Is it my favorite game?
Right now.
The only game I've been playing here lately is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And is it my favorite game? But I'm playing it. It's
You've had some weird glitches, didn't you?
I ran into that one glitch where I got shot off the world at 1,000,000 miles an hour. That was weird.
Shot off the world.
Yeah, it's just like something hit me and I flew.
That's really extreme.
1,000,000 miles an hour
Wouldn't you say?
to the abyss. Yeah, and I got a clip of it. I should show it to you. But
right here.
Right here.
Yeah, this
Now we gave you extra work.
Yep.
Oh, is
Just now.
Rory talking about it? Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like 40 something hours deep into that game now. I like it a lot and I don't like it a lot at the same time. It's kind of weird. It's there's some changes that they made to the systems that I really don't like. Like the past two Assassin's Creed games, they made them loot-based RPGs, right? Like you fight an enemy, they might drop some loot that you can equip, and it might be better than what you have. You know what I mean? This game makes it so you have to find it in the environment. So there's treasure chests to find. And to the game's credit, it will show you, like, okay, this chest is going to be some money, this chest is going to be whatever, this chest is going to be gear that you can equip to make yourself better. And I swear to God, I found so when, like, you start off in Norway, you get to England fairly quickly in the game. I found an axe, like, my first hour in, and I'm still using that axe 41 hours in. Because every single chest I open up is like a shield. It's another shield. My axe that I'm using is fucking dual-handed. I can't equip a goddamn shield. I have 20 shields and 3 weapons that I can equip, and it's a bummer. And another thing about it is they changed like the leveling stuff up. Like it's almost like a Destiny type of thing, where it's like a power level that you have to meet a requirement of to go to different environments. Like
okay.
Right now I'm exploring environments that are level 160 and I'm 140 or something like that. And I'm just scraping the line to be able to be where I'm at. But I don't know. A lot of that stuff's a big bummer. But the thing I really like about it is just being in that environment. Like playing it on the new TV, playing it on the PlayStation 5, playing it with all the... It's like playing on the PC with everything max turned on. You know what I mean? Like, every so often I find myself just like, oh my god, look at this scene that I'm in right now. You know what I mean? And and the combat's still fun. They made it more like Dark Souls like you have a stamina meter now. Like you can't dodge constantly. You have to wait for your stamina meter to get back up. And there's boss battles that are basically just ripped straight from Dark Souls. Like, it's a big ass boss. He takes up most of the screen. His health meter takes up the entire width of the screen, and his name is right above the health bar. Like, a lot of that stuff seems like it's ripped whole cloth from Dark Souls, but I don't know. I'm gonna beat it, and maybe I should have waited a while after playing Odyssey, because I played Odyssey less than a year ago, and I put like 80 hours into that game, and I really liked it. Maybe this.
So you probably have like
maybe
buy-in.
Maybe I'm comparing this too much to Odyssey. Maybe that's the problem, because like I keep coming back to it. I haven't turned it off. Like, but the only reason I'm not further into it than I am now is because if I'm going to sit down and play this game, I need at least 2 to 3 hours free. You know, I can be like, okay, I don't have to cook dinner, or I don't have to do this or that in the next 2 to 3 hours. I can just play this, which is typically like a Saturday morning, and that's it. So I hope it gets better. Also, the story. I don't want to rant.
You're ranting. I hear
I'm ranting.
Don't rant.
Just there's a guy that you play with, like very early on. He's part of the story. I don't want to spoil anything.
You're spoiling it.
Josh hasn't played yet.
I'm not going to spoil anything, but like it becomes very apparent what's going to happen with that person, and I just want it to happen. I don't want to be with this person anymore. Like, just let it happen. Like, I don't want to be around you. You suck. Just let's move on. Let's get it past this and let's go on. But it doesn't happen for a very long time. It still hasn't happened.
Yeah.
Are you mad?
I'm not mad, but
He's disappointed.
I am disappointed.
He doesn't like being teased. Just do it.
Yeah, and
When it comes to AEW figures.
I just wish they would. You know what? These newer Assassin's Creed games feel like single player MMOs. Like, they just want to be able to hook you on every single thing, like without even paying a monthly subscription. Like, there's so much to do. Like, they had the whole Cult of the Cosmos in Odyssey that I killed every single person in that cult, and they have the same exact thing in this one. It's the Order, and I've killed like 6 or 7 of them, and I don't feel the need to go out and kill them, but it's just like, and they had around Christmas they had a holiday thing that you could do, like holiday quests in your little hometown. It was like, that's when I was like, man, they want you to play this game forever, and they want you to, like, you know, buy whatever comes next for like expansions or cosmetics. I don't even know what they sell. I haven't checked the store or anything, but it was just a bummer.
You feel like you're on a treadmill.
Yes, but I don't want to get off that treadmill yet. Not yet.
They do what, Rory? What was that they do towards?
They want him to keep playing. He said they do.
They do.
And it's true. They're trying to like.
Yeah. My game I'm currently playing that I like. Stardew Valley. I'm enjoying it again. But if they have Fable 2 and Fable 3 on Game Pass, I might be streaming that after.
It is on Game Pass.
Well, shit, that's what I'm doing tonight.
I don't think it's on PC Game Pass. I think it's just on Xbox Game Pass.
What's on Game Pass?
The Xbox app on my.
Okay. But that's still PC stuff, isn't it?
I can play Xbox games on my PC.
Okay.
With Game Pass.
No.
Huh? No?
That's not how that works.
Yeah, I think
the Game Pass does have a PC part, but it still has to be on the PC part. So I don't know if Fable 1.
Yeah.
I don't like Fable 1. I only play Fable 2 and 3.
I think they're just. I was looking at the Xbox Game Pass stuff yesterday on an Xbox, and I think I saw Fable 2 and 3 on there. And probably Fable the Journey. You want to play that with the Kinect? You get to rub a horse's ass?
No, I don't. Because I wanted that to be Fable 4. And when they announced that shit, I was pissed.
Speaking of doing things that could be in virtual reality, y'all got an Oculus Quest. How do y'all like it?
That's pretty cool. It was back there. I wanted to wear it for this this podcast, but I was like, man, it's going to be really hard with headphones and everything, too. But
yeah. I mean, it's cool. Andy asked for it for Christmas, and we watched like the Metal Jesus stuff, and based on that, I wasn't really that impressed by it, but Andy really wanted it, so I got it for him for Christmas. And I'll say I liked it a lot more than I thought I would.
it's a much more competent VR experience than the PlayStation VR. But
Yeah.
the PlayStation VR has better games to play. So
Well, I do like that when I'm wearing the headset, I can't see a bunch of stuff. Like when I wear the PSVR headset, like I feel like I can still see like underneath and like peripheral vision stuff. And this I feel like is more of an all-encompassing experience. And the way that it looks is way more crisp.
yeah,
It
the
looks
resolution
a lot
on
better.
the lenses is like twice as high as the PSVR.
And I love that I can play it outside of the living room. Like I'll play it in the kitchen, which, you know, oftentimes I'll end up hitting Andy. Yeah, I'll hit him
Yeah, she's
at
hit me
some
several
point
times.
in the kitchen. But I like that I can play that in there and still feel like I'm in the same room with him. And that's, you know, it's got this cool, what's the name of it? I keep forgetting. Where I can draw stuff.
A tilt brush.
Yeah, tilt brush. So me and
Yeah, it's
Andy
like drawing in 3D. Like
we'll create these drawings and we'll say, hey, oh, look at this. I want you to see what I created. And we'll kind of take turns creating stuff and showing the other person. And that's been kind of cool.
Yeah, I want to continue the upgrade path to our PC, so eventually we can just hook that up and play some like proper VR games and stuff on it. But for what it is, it's pretty goddamn good. I like it a lot.
It is. Tilt Brush and Beat Saber are my favorite.
Yeah, Beat
Like
Saber's
me and
fun.
Andy have our own separate creations of like our house and our yard.
Yeah,
And
we both drew our house in Tilt Brush, and they both look insanely different.
Yeah, but that's like the fun part. That's the fun part about it, is that it looks different. And we all have this different interpretation of how our house looks and the things that we remember about our house and the things that we forget. And it's just super cool to kind of see another person's interpretation of that.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, I haven't jumped. We haven't jumped into the VR space yet.
I think we're gonna wait till we have a house and do
Yeah.
like the.
If I jump in, I want to jump in with the big boy, like the Vibe or something like that.
Well, this seems like it will be.
We'll see.
It will be ready for all of that. It's just the PC's not prepared for it.
Another thing I like about it too, like the Oculus Quest 2 specifically is that you draw out your space.
Yeah, you can draw
it out.
You can make it room scale.
And that's your space. And it's specific. Like, it'll allow you to see black and white, and you draw out your available space, like around your furniture and your dogs and etc. And I think that's kind of neat. Like, it's not already kind of pre-programmed. It just kind of bases you on what you have and the space that you have at the time.
Yeah. It's
nice.
It's VR for the masses. But I'm waiting to play some like raw ass games on it. Some games.
Rick and Morty.
That's still in the shrink
Bar
wrap.
Brawl.
That's on Oculus Quest, the store too. But the drunken bar fight, we talked about it. I don't think it'd be as funny because it's funnier to see on the PSVR because you can see what people are doing.
That's true, yeah.
On the Oculus Quest, you can't see what anybody's doing. You just you would just
That's
see
the
them swinging in the
downside.
air, but you could see what they're actually doing on the TV with the PSVR. So,
but it is like, me and Andy have fun with it. Like with the Beat Saber, it's like, oh, I just played this song on hard. Can you do that? And it sort of becomes this competition type thing. So I think we've had fun with it because of that. But yeah, drunken bar fight, I could see kind of being a totally different scenario.
What are you making, Rory?
The trick with that game is you grab them by the head, just uppercut them, just keep uppercutting them.
Rory said, for anybody new tuning in, our friend is a game developer. Your company is making Rick and Morty.
I mean,
Sweet.
if he's making it right, I'm living in the future because I have a Rick and Morty game on the shelf in the other room.
That's true. We haven't played it.
Yeah, it's still in the shrink wrap and never took it out.
Mm-hmm. I've never watched Rick and Morty. I just know the name because of you guys.
I love Rick and Morty. I could quote
Once
the
COVID
first
goes away, we can
and
go
second
by.
season. Yeah, we helped with the last one and we're making the new one.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was the same guys who made Job Simulator. I think it was the same.
Well, they do a lot of contract stuff.
Okay.
So like they have like their main studio, but then they also like contract out certain things. So,
Co-dev.
Nice.
Co-developer.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
I want to take it out when we have our dear co-hosts over to tell us or play it and tell us what we're actually seeing, because I imagine there's a bunch of jokes in that game
I could probably
that
go
are
more
going to
in
fly
depth.
over both of our heads, and it's not going to be worth anything to us.
Yeah, we got that game to play with you guys, I think, and we just haven't gotten around to that.
Well, all the PSVR stuff is in this room now, so it is capturable.
Okay.
We can capture it. I got cameras. I got microphones. We can do it.
Check out Lucy on the couch. Ain't she sweet?
I bet, you should try to get comfortable. I bet I could probably talk more about Rick and Morty than, I don't know. Do you think I know more about Rick and Morty than you? Or
Yeah, Josh, what do you know about Rick and Morty? I mean, anything?
I know it's a show with a guy named Rick and a boy named Morty.
I was watching that show so much at one time that
I had to have an intervention.
Yeah, he had to get me to stop.
I know.
I was like,
I know it's inspired by Back to the Future.
Lately, I've been watching
You
Cowboy
got Marty
Bebop.
and you got Doc.
Y'all seen that? Do you know anything about Cowboy Bebop? That's what I've been watching.
That's why.
Cowboy.
I mean, Ein, the corgi.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboy Bebop was on Adult Swim when I was not old enough to appreciate anime.
Sonia and my brother Graham got me that, and they got me this T-shirt, and they got me the anime
Yeah, because it has a corgi on it.
because it has a corgi on it, and it's like been 2 years since they've given it to me, and I've just gotten around to watching it.
Apparently, it's like one of those classic animes that, like, if you like anime, it's something that you should watch. I just never got around to it because I'm more into, I guess it's called Sojin animes. That's
Hentai.
more No, that's more on the cutesy romantic side, like Inuyasha, Fruits Basket.
Inuyasha is totally
like
hentai.
Yeah, Sailor Moon is very
No!
Dicks and dicks and dicks on that.
Yeah, Cowboy Bebop is...
Inuyasha is not hentai.
What are all you're watching a bunch of dicks?
No.
It's like tentacle porn and stuff, ain't it?
Inuyasha is the
Oh my god.
No. That's hentai. Yes. Hentai is tentacle porn and it's gross. No.
Yeah.
I like Soujin anime where it's cute and cute little romantic stories.
There you
Isn't
go.
that chibi?
Chibi!
Is a
That means cute, don't it?
It does.
Chibi is a
Small, cute.
style, yeah.
Cute child. Like,
Yeah. But Cowboy Bebop is very like noir and it has a very interesting soundtrack, I must say.
Yeah, I would probably compare Cowboy Bebop to the more
It's like Western
Attack on
noir.
Titan action.
y'all need to watch Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Dude, y'all need to watch it for real.
That's fucking
For
bizarre.
That's a more action anime, yeah.
And it was good.
I don't know why I've just never liked the more actiony, serious animes. I'm more of the comedy, funny, cutesy animes.
I love the serious action ones too. Dude, what's that weird one with the like the weird stuff that I watched recently? It was like a couple of years ago. It was like some
Attack on
weird...
Titan?
Yes!
With
Yes.
a bunch of naked people that were giant.
Y'all, that is
The
unforgettable.
Titans are naked. Yeah.
That is
Hentai.
People zip around on these
unforgettable.
zip ties that go to buildings and they have swords and they
Shelby,
fight giant naked
please
people.
watch it just for me.
I have avoided Attack on Titan because everybody's like, Attack on Titan, blah. No, I don't.
So Rory said Soguchi no Soma is my new fave anime.
Oh,
It's
I
like
should
a
watch
cooking show meets anime.
You see,
It's called Food Wars.
I read that
in
shit.
there.
I'm like, if I can't say it in English, I'm not gonna watch it. I could say Cowboy Bebop. I could say Titan, whatever. I could.
Well, they said Food Wars in America.
You know what I could say?
Okay.
You know what I could say?
So good.
Dragon Ball fucking Z.
You know
I
what,
can
Rory?
watch that all fucking
Rory,
day long.
I'm gonna watch it. Like, that shit sounds awesome.
No, I'm gonna cancel my Netflix so you can't watch it.
Watch
Is it on
one.
Netflix?
It's on Netflix. So that's probably an anime that I probably would enjoy because I think Benji with Babish did some food from that anime.
He does. God, that is a whore. He could do. A recipe pops up, he'd do it.
He cooks everything.
Yeah. I could do
Rory,
a recipe
I'ma
on YouTube,
watch
just
it.
make it
I'ma
up,
watch
and
it.
he'd be like, the next episode he does, it will be Slash did this on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
Tomorrow. Andrew, tomorrow. I'm gonna watch it.
You gotta watch it. We watched.
She's not gonna remember.
We watched Akira. Kathy
Dude.
saw it for the first time, even though she'd seen it before.
The first time. I'd seen it before, I guess, but I must have fell asleep or something.
We had it on
Dude.
the 4K Blu-ray. God damn it, that movie looks incredible on a 4K television.
It was good. Like, it was very nicely done. I still can't get over how bizarre the character designs are. Like, I feel like they're just really bizarre. And I feel like everybody's so kind of mean to each other.
Yeah, they're all assholes.
They're
Everybody's
all
an asshole.
really assholes. Every single one of them.
Tetsuo! Kaneda!
Yeah. And when Kaneda's girlfriend gets beat up, like, or not Kaneda, but
Tetsuo's
Tetsuo's,
girlfriend.
I mean, she gets fucked up. It's horrible.
They're like Studio Ghibli from hell.
Yeah, it was
Dude, I love Studio Ghibli, for real.
Tokyo TMS, Tokyo Movies
Tokyo
Shinsai,
Ghoul?
I think is the studio that made that. TMS.
I need to watch it again. I want to watch it again.
Yeah, it's
Kathy, did you ever finish Sailor Moon Stars, the final season of the original 90s anime?
I think so.
At one point you were watching it.
Yeah, I did.
So you saw episode 200, the final episode? This weird shit.
What happened? Remind me.
Please tell me you know what I'm talking about.
I'm sure I do, but just remind me what happened and it'll ring a bell.
The final battle of Alexia,
Yeah.
where she's basically just naked with some angel wings on her.
I mean...
Sounds like hentai to me. Did she have tentacles coming out of her?
No.
Did they penetrate other
It was
women?
just weird. Okay, so, all right, let me set the scene. So it's a big battle. She's, same usual Sailor Moon stuff. She uses power silver crystal. She turns to the princess, whatever. But this time she has wings spread out the back of her, back of her shoulder blades, and she has a sword. I don't know what. When that Blu-ray or DVD, I think it was DVD because it's when I was way younger, came out, this season was never released in America.
Mm-hmm.
So it was never dubbed until recently, like a couple years ago. So I had to watch it with subtitles and everything, and I know why it wasn't released in America.
Yeah.
Because it had that and you had the 3 characters that are in it who are portrayed as men are able to transform into women.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the 3 people who were dressed in black?
Yeah.
Sailor Stars.
That's Sailor Stars.
Starfighters.
Kathy bought that, and I'm like,
Starfighters.
those are men. And she's like, no, they're ladies. I'm like,
Yeah,
no, they're
and
they're
I
men.
thought that was, like, awesome. Like, the whole thing.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Like,
so cool.
As a kid, it didn't bother me.
Is she nude, or is it like implied nude?
Hold on.
Safe search off.
Like,
I don't know. But, like, I have the last 2 seasons now, and now I'm trying to collect the earlier seasons. Like, my whole dream is to have, like, all the seasons of Sailor Moon.
Like Crystal? Are you trying to collect all of Crystal, too?
All of it. From the beginning.
I'm really enjoying Crystal. Like, she's naked, but, like, there's no detailing. She's like a Barbie
there's
doll.
no nipples. Doesn't count.
Yeah, it doesn't
But that's
count.
like every Sailor Moon transformation. Like, they all get naked.
Yeah,
but
they
just
all...
It's
turn
not
into silhouette,
blurred out.
neon.
It's not a silhouette.
Oh.
Not...
No, it's not neon. So during the transformations, they're all, like, multicolored and, like, it's like her skin tone, and, like, you can see everything.
She's just the
But there's
Barbie.
no Nippies, and there's no Vages. She literally just looks like a naked Barbie doll.
See? Like,
That's like
all right.
Attack on
Aren't
Titan.
they like young?
That's all right.
Yeah, kind of.
It's not explicit.
But I would like to watch the English version so I can know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember.
Because I remember,
I just
like,
remember seeing.
even kind of back in the day, they were portraying Neptunes and Uranus as cousins. They weren't
Cousins. Alright,
in a relationship.
that's fucked up. Yeah, because they're together.
I know.
Like, I guess.
So how does things progress from there in the American version?
They hold hands.
Because it never got that far. Like, they never...
Yeah, no, they know. Because in the final season, that's when they're together, and, after Sailor Saturn gets reincarnated.
Is this based in Arkansas?
Shut up.
Arkansas?
They're kissing cousins.
And, like, she calls them mom and dad, like, Mama Mishuru and...
Whatever. That's not even the weirdest part. That's not even the
Arthur.
weirdest part of Sailor Moon that I ever saw. It was when that young pink-haired girl was in love with a fucking horse who talked like a man.
Alright, he's not actually a horse.
He
is
was
a human.
he was-
But he projects himself as a Pegasus.
He was a horse,
So-
and that child was looking at him like, I want to make love to you. It was a fucking horse.
Well, get ready, because they're remaking that whole season in one movie.
Ain't nothing
and I'm
wrong with
excited
that.
for it. Let's
I
go.
hope they skip that part. The horse sex, I don't
I'm
want to see.
really...
There was no horse
No,
sex.
they don't, because in the trailer they show the kissing scene that happens in the manga that didn't happen in the original anime. But she doesn't kiss the horse; she kisses the prince who pretends to be
He's
the
a horse.
He's a horse.
I'm with Andy here. That's weird.
No, Josh, Andy,
Okay.
get it together, man.
Oh, what the fuck?
Rory, we're not watching that.
This is hentai.
Look at that chicken. Chicken covering the
I
vajayjay.
see.
They're sucking that girl's nipples. Damn, look at that. They were.
What in the world?
That one's
shit.
biting her ear.
Pixel Puff After Dark.
Ugh. Yeah.
We should do like an after show.
After Dark was on
Ugh.
USA Network. Was that After Dark?
Hey,
What was that
he
weird
said
show
it's
that
on
they had
Netflix.
after WWE Raw?
Stripperella.
After
No.
after Raw, it was that femme fatale Nikita something.
Yeah. the Femme Nikita.
The Femme
but
Nikita.
There was also maybe
Silk Stockings came on at the Raw for a little bit too.
So I just had a very specific flashback. If y'all want to see some weird anime shit, look up Psycho Diver.
I don't want to look at that.
Just saying.
Yeah, there was this weird show where the girl was like naked, but then she'd get like metal armor on her, and
That sounds like every anime ever made.
It sounds like Metroid.
Up until like the last 5 years, I thought anime was hentai all mixed together.
Yeah, Josh thought all anime was hentai because his friends.
I just thought it was
watched
one of those
hentai.
things where 95% of it was action and stuff like that, and then sooner or later, out come the tentacles.
But there's also different kinds of hentai. Not all hentai has tentacles. Hentai could be just straight up porn.
The stuff my friends used to watch had tentacles in it, and I was like, oh.
Tentacles.
Well, I was never that camp because Dragon Ball Z was the first thing I watched. I'm like, this is great, and then you try to find stuff similar to it online. You're like, that shouldn't happen to that lady, and then you start to dial down a little bit. The principal of suplex is a deer. Okay.
I'm sure you would like to see that.
I don't want to get my Netflix account flagged. That might fly in Canada, that little chicken naked lady shit. It's not flying down here.
Oh, yeah.
Donald Trump's going to fly to my house and kick me out.
That's true. Rory,
Listen, man,
y'all
Donald
have
Trump
a
will be here
different
for a little longer,
Netflix.
then he'll be here. One more thing I randomly want to talk about is the guy that we watch, Eric Bador.
Oh, Eric.
So, we listened to this podcast. One of them's called Fuckface, and the other one's called Face Jam. Mm-hmm. The Face Jam one is where they go and eat different foods from restaurants that are only around for a little bit.
Like
then
special item fast food things.
Yeah, and then they have a podcast about it, and it's really fucking hilarious. It's one of the things that me and Shelby listen to all the time. And then there's another one called Fuckface, which is essentially the Seinfeld podcast, where it's about nothing except for things that may have happened to them during that week that they're it's whatever. But there's a guy who produces it, Eric, who has a Twitch channel now, and he is a hardcore wrestling fan. Every time he comes on Twitch, he's playing SmackDown versus Raw.
Hell yeah.
Or all these old games. And now he started doing this, so he calls everybody the rats. So when you subscribe to him, you're a rat. And you get these channel points where you're these little, and you can basically predict, in the channel there's this prediction thing, and he'll run sims. So he'll create a card, and then the whole time he'll commentate over top of the card, and then you'll listen to the sims, and it's oh yeah, the podcast that they're doing with Scorpio Sky.
Yeah. I've seen that.
He's the producer of that one too.
That podcast, yeah.
And it's just it's become one of my favorite things on Twitch lately because he is so hyped all the time, and his wrestling knowledge is definitely deeper than mine. He'll go and talk about old school, Bertie Lee used to be in this, and then he faced Eddie Kingston one time in this type of match.
Yeah, I've seen that match.
Yeah, and then he'll talk about how
he was talking about Eddie. You might know. He was talking about
IPW.
Yeah, IPW, but he was talking specifically about the one that we keep calling Jordan Fisher, but he's not Jordan Fisher.
Ricky Starks.
Ricky Starks. How he saw him at some indie shows in Texas because he's based out of Texas, and I guess I don't know what his nickname was, but he was so specific. He's if you yelled this specific thing at him in the crowd, he would look at you and wink or something. And just I guess he just went to so many indie shows.
Yeah, they're based in Austin, and I guess there's a lot of indie shows that run through Austin.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just really cool because it's I don't know. It's just interesting for him to he has an almanac in his head. It's just like you, where you have an almanac in your head about wrestlers. He has the same thing where he's
we could probably put them in a room together.
Yeah, you probably would continue to just go off on every single tangent. But he's yeah, the Young Bucks used to be here, and then they went here, and then they went here and had this name for a while, and then they went here.
Yeah, they were in Impact as Generation Me.
Yeah, I've seen them one time when they were at a show, just randomly showed up to an indie show, And, like, they did that for a full year before they went to AEW. And, like, I don't know.
What's that show that he was watching?
Oh,
that's like a...
There was, like, a show on MTV. Theory X.
Wrestling Society X.
Yes!
Yeah, and last Saturday. Was it last Saturday? So at the end of his stream, he's like, all right, we're going to watch some ADD wrestling. So he puts on that show, and then they watch it. And then you see random people from, like, the industry.
Seth Rollins did it.
AEW that are on there.
Seth Rollins, Colt Cabana was on that show as Matt Classic. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's like ADD wrestling.
Yeah, it was like a 30-minute wrestling show. Like, it was super short. Yeah.
He's like, this is wrestling if you gave them, like, a bunch of drugs.
Yeah.
Or, like, a bunch of energy drinks. And
it's Vampiro versus, what's his face? It was just so bizarre, but he was just like, he's like, who's the band going to be this week? Because at the intro of the show, they have, like, a band of the week, and one of it was Pitbull. And Pitbull was like, he was just enjoying the shit out of it. He just, like, during the commentary, just make random, like, things that he would put into a song later on. I don't know. But yeah.
I think that's somebody that you would enjoy watching.
Yeah, because, like, he's just, I don't know. And he does it all on emulators because he's like, I don't have all this stuff. But he's like, I'm going to put my CD in so we can play this. Because he don't want to tell everybody he's on an emulator, but... You know,
yeah, I know the joys of trying to fake that shit out.
Yeah. But, I don't know. I don't know why I wanted to talk about that, but it's just like one of those gems that have popped out over the last month where I'm like, this guy's show is legit enjoyable, and it's enjoyable because, like, he produces a bunch of other shows, so, like, he understands how to, like,
I saw the
keep it going.
I saw the thing with Scorpio Sky. I hadn't watched it yet, but I was like, that seems interesting.
It hasn't premiered yet. The first episode comes out Monday.
I was just thinking, I was like, man, Scorpio Sky dropped off the face of the fucking planet in AEW.
I think on Dark. Doesn't he do exclusively Dark now?
No, he was on Dark for a bit, but I think he's just taking a break on it.
Oh. I thought they were really trying to push him in the singles, but I don't know.
Wish they would, because he's really good. He's a good talker, too.
Yeah, the guy who I forgot his name now.
James Williams.
James. I've made a habit out of calling him Elise's wife because his wife Elise is from Funhouse, and James is from Funhouse, and like
that's Elise's husband.
Yeah, so every time Shelby would say James, I was like, oh, Elise's husband, just to fuck with her, and then I forgot his goddamn name. But I don't know. I'm excited for the podcast because the other two podcasts are fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I feel like any podcast that Eric has produced so far has been really good.
Yeah, he used to be with not Giant Bomb, what is it, Mega 64 back in the day, and I guess produced a bunch of stuff for them.
But that's the wrestling portion of our podcast.
Yeah.
We had to slip that one in.
Are we?
I got one last thing I want to ask of everybody.
What?
Sure.
So, 2020.
Adrenaline.
In my soul, something, Cody Rhodes. All right, so 2020's in the can, right? Kick that shit off to the side. But some games came out that year, and I want to know, one game, what is y'all's game of the year? And I will start. My game of the year for 2020 is the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Because I think it was fucking great. And I won't get into the details. I'm sure I ranted on it for hours and hours in past podcasts because it did come out last year. We were recording last year. So, yes, that was my favorite game of the year. What about you, Cat Brown?
Animal Crossing.
It was great, wasn't it?
It was so great. It was everything I hoped and dreamed, and it came like at the perfect time in my life.
Yeah.
Right at coronavirus start.
Actually, I think my game of the year would actually probably be Shadowlands. I think I thoroughly enjoyed the experience more than Animal Crossing, because I played Animal Crossing for a couple months like I usually do, and then I stopped playing for months.
Man, you played a shit ton of Animal Crossing though.
I probably have more hours than Shadowlands.
No.
You think?
No. You were playing a shit ton of Animal Crossing. Like, every morning and every night.
That's true. I haven't played in a couple weeks. I
don't feel like an expansion could be your game of the year.
I haven't been playing Animal Crossing lately, but my friend Paula, man, she's got over like 400 hours into that game. Like a shit ton.
Yeah.
I probably don't have that many.
Mine is probably Final Fantasy. Thinking back on it now.
Not Spider-Man?
I had a few issues with it though, so no, because I would put it in that expansion territory. Like, I'm talking about like full-fledged, released games. It's probably Final Fantasy.
Yeah, well, I changed my mind. It's Animal Crossing.
You don't have to change your mind.
Animal Crossing was good.
I don't think you remember how much you played of Animal Crossing. It was like a poop ton.
And it was addicting.
Yeah, but it was. But when I was playing Shadowlands, and like the first time that I got to see Ardenweald and walk around and just, I haven't had that feeling in a game of just like looking around and taking in the environment.
Then it could be Shadowlands.
Probably since playing like a Fable game and like enjoying the environment.
Yeah.
That's me in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Like, just running around. Look at those trees. Damn.
Like, if it was realistic of, like, what I put the most hours in, it's World of Warcraft. But as far as, like, if I'm talking about a single-player experience from beginning to end, it's probably Final Fantasy, because I can't really think of another game that I've completed that I enjoyed. Like, I played Resident Evil 3 Remake, but I wouldn't...
Last of Us 2 is not... Not even the top 10.
Yeah, so...
Even though it won Game of the Year, it's fucking Game Award.
That's a bunch of journalists going,
bleh. That's their opinion. I've got my own opinion, and that story sucked. So.
Yeah. But, I would say Final Fantasy is probably, like, my single-player game of the year, and then my multiplayer game, of course, is World of Warcraft.
Yeah, if we're going by hours played, then Assassin's Creed Odyssey, like, is far away my game of the year, but it's not my game of the year because I mindlessly just played through that during quarantine, and that was it. Like, but
yeah,
I enjoyed Final Fantasy VII. So,
and I've played some of that game. I've been enjoying it too.
Yeah, she's very early on.
Oh, Final Fantasy.
Good stuff.
It's I'm sad that I probably won't get to play the next part until PS6.
Yeah, no, we'll be in a retirement home, and then our grandchildren will be able to play the third part, and then the cycle will be complete.
That's really sad.
Y'all be in a retirement home. I'll still be living my best life.
That's right.
I'm the baby.
Yeah, Shelby's the youngest.
Whatever, I'm going to find the singularity like Elon
Shelby,
Musk.
You're still in your 20s, aren't you?
That's going to be me.
I'll be 30 next year. This is my last year in my 20s.
Well,
I turned 29
You know what? 30 is a good year.
Right now.
30 is a good year.
I'm excited because next year hopefully we'll be able to have a party because I want a really nice party for my 30th birthday.
When I can beat everyone in Mario Kart, I agree. We should do it.
Fuck that. No.
So everybody, wear your goddamn mask. Socially distance if you can, so we can get out of this shit and like
before
get
June,
back to some sort of normal living.
So we can have a fucking game night.
Yeah.
The AEW little belt is only like $14 at Walmart, and I'm gonna pick it up and declare myself Mario Kart champion.
We should. I want to carry it.
I found a website that makes like custom belts, and it's only like $120, and I almost did it one night as a surprise. The only reason that stopped me is I couldn't get the PDF on my phone for the Pixel Pub logo, and then I kind of forgot the next morning. But I was like, I wanted to unveil it because, like, I think it'd be cool to just have one of those, like, this is a belt.
Yeah, but that would have sucked if you had bought it and then the pandemic hit. It's like, well, I got this. Whenever y'all could, we'll see you next. You know what I mean?
No, this was like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
So we would just be like, we're the champs for now until...
Yeah. We're the champs.
We have to mail it.
I'm the champ. If I recall the last time that somebody won the Mario Kart
It was me.
tournament,
It was me. It was me.
Was it?
Yes, it was me. It was me. And y'all can have the belt, but I can cut better uncrowned champion promos than y'all could. So I would sway the audience in a heartbeat.
Listen there, brother.
Listen here, brother. You may have
I'm
the
not
belt,
good on the mic.
but I'm the real champion. Oh.
That's not an argument.
That's the best argument.
And then Andy makes his own belt. It'll be like the NWO version of...
Just a pixel up with Eddie Rude spray painted on it. So Eddie...
Kathy and I will be a tag.
Yes.
Yep.
Anyway...
We'll be like the Iconics, but better.
But better.
It's about time to wrap this up.
What?
Yes, I got a few more games to talk about, but I can save those for later. It's fine. Not much to really talk about on those fronts. Some of them still have to be explored. It'll be fine. But this is it for episode 15 of the Pix Pup.
15.
Of the Pix Pup podcast.
Quinceañera.
So I'm Andy. Who I got over here?
Kathy.
Who I got on the other line?
Josh?
Shelby.
And I hope y'all have a great night. And peace out for now.